talking about the craftsmanship, apart from the decoration and also assembling, of course, the complication is the ultimate example for the handcrafting. And for the complication, I have few curiosity on the like tourbillon. We see the cage is the like name card for the tourbillon. And the cage design, I think Lange & Söhne is more insist in the traditional way, but bringing to the contemporary a way to present. So how do you think the meaning of the tourbillon itself and how exactly decide which shape of the cage has been done?
The shape of the tourbillon cage is very much related to the tourbillon cages used at the Lange & Söhne pocket watches from the past. Yeah, the use of a tourbillon, it is nice in a vertical position. It actually was a concept made for pocket watches. On the other hand, I think today it is very much a showcase of the art of watchmaking, the craftsmanship. It's very delicate. These tourbillon cages with, for example, 84, 85 parts is extremely light and have to be in perfect balance to achieve a perfect timekeeping.
The function for tourbillon is quite unique for Lange & Söhne, which is a zero set. When we pull out the crown and suddenly the tourbillon has been stopped.
That the result is the 1815 tourbillon. It is a very classical tourbillon. If you look at the watch, if you pull the crown, the hammers come back and it's a zero reset function. The delicate part of the tourbillon cage with the second hand adjusted on it, and then suddenly if you pull the crown, that's quite some aggressive forces in that movement, slam, and switching it back. We worked 1.5 years to get that system done.
Tourbillon is very obvious beauty of the watchmaking, but at Lange & Söhne really looking inside of the movement itself. So the chain and fusee is actually one of the key unique technique from Lange & Söhne as well.
Yeah, I think the fusion chain on that scale, I think we were one of the first in 1994 when we made the tourbillon polymerit. That was the first wristwatch with the fusion chain system. That was quite an adventure, how to learn to make a chain. There were chains made for pocket watch size, but not even smaller on wristwatch size. So that was very exciting. We knew that if you make a chain on that size, you can't have too much shake in the links. So we didn't know how to adjust, because a normal bicycle chain, you have pins and they are riveted. Our chain is 0.4 millimeters thick. How to rivet a pin in something which is 3 parts and 0.4 millimeters thick? How? So we didn't know how the pins who connect the links, who keep the links together, how to fix them. We didn't know. And we learned and we trialed and errored. That is a long investment of time. So we have tiny little pins, and how to fix them? You do a straight graining over the links. And that graining, these little burrs, they keep the pins in place. That's what we learned and tried. And how to adjust the end shake. You have silk paper, which is very thin. The advantage of silk paper is if you light it, you fire it, you don't leave ashes, it melts away. And the thickness of the paper, so you have the upper link paper, the middle link paper, and the down link. And then you assemble, and then you burn away the paper. And the thickness of the paper, that is exactly the shake. And then you have what watchmakers say among each other. Something has to move free, but without play, which is almost impossible. Engineers would get very nervous because they say which tolerances and so on they start to calculate, but the watchmaker takes a look and lowers it and does it do it by hand. That's a big difference between engineering and watchmaking. The real skills of someone. So yeah, that was of course absolute. We first and of course we continued turbograph perpetual, Richard Lange, tourbillon polymerit. It's lovely if you turn the watch around. I think one of the absolute Lange & Söhne watches typical is the Richard Lange polymerit, which has the model we don't have in the collection anymore, but it has a 3-piece enamel dial, beautiful, and it looks like a 3-hands watch. And then you turn it around, And then you see the whole mechanism. We opened as much we could to see the little chain by winding and everything. So it's that, if that isn't fascination mechanics, I don't know it anymore. But nobody sees what you're wearing. But it's a high precious and high technical good with a huge part of the tradition.